Hello. I'm not sure yet what day of the 12 days of Christmas this is going to be, but I want to talk about, and I probably would have already done a post on spending habits for the year, so you might already know kind of my plans on that. So I want to talk specifically about my plans for the house, because one of the things that I have a goal to stop doing this year in 2024 is just spending unnecessarily or spending impulsively. And one of the kind of bad habits that I now realize and admit that I have picked up from my grandmother is my need to constantly change things. And I have kind of stopped and just sat and contemplated my habits throughout the year. And I realized that my desire to change things in my house is very much seasonal. You know, in the wintertime, it's dark and dreary and my mood is very different from the summertime when it's bright and airy and I spend a lot of time outside. And I noticed kind of a shift in what I want in my house. And it's just not feasible to every few months decide, oh, I'm tired of this thing, I'm gonna donate it and buy something else. Or I'm tired of the wall color, I'm gonna paint it, I want something darker and moodier. And then, oh, well, you know what, I think I like it lighter and airier, so then we need to paint it a lighter color. Not that I do that every 6 months, but I definitely every few years I feel like I change my mind on what colors I like, and I end up repainting a bedroom or repainting a bathroom or changing something. And so I constantly have house projects as a result, whether it's a painting project or a decorating project, just something I feel like is always going on. And I never have time to just sit and enjoy. And I also end up spending a lot of money that I never actually planned out or intended to spend. And so I sat back and I just went through Amazon purchases. Nothing else, nothing from TJ Maxx or, any other online locations or anything like that. I just focused on Amazon and I looked at how much money I had spent. And I did this back in November. So that was not even a full 11 months out of the year. It was like early November. So it was just over 10 months out of the year. I went back and looked and saw how much I had spent on Amazon alone throughout this year. And I was like, okay, that's it. I'm done. Something has to change. I'm not going to keep doing this because I realize now I am saving a significant amount of my income. So probably about 45% of my income between retirement and a couple different savings accounts that I have. So, I don't feel bad about that, but I do think that unnecessary spending, I could be doing so many better things and I could feel so much more financially secure if I wasn't impulsively spending on crap I don't need. And so that brings me to my plans for the house for this year. The number one thing I want to do first and foremost is I'm going to start a couple of seasonal bins, and I'm going to make a habit of rotating the same items seasonally year after year rather than donating and purchasing new. And I already have most of it. I do need to pick up a couple of things for the winter season because that seems to be the one season I have Christmas stuff, but once Christmas is over, I don't really have anything until spring. And so I want to pick up a few things. And in order to do that, I'm not going to spend my money. I have decided. So my dad, I'm his only child, and he always gives me cash for Christmas, even now at 38 years old. And so he gave me some Christmas cash, and I have decided that that is going to be what I will use to purchase the few items that I want to get. And the goal is for winter months I have like the dark greens that are always in here, fall, Christmas. So I'm going to extend that through the winter months. And I want to add in kind of like some bronzy, rusty browns, and then my usual like ivories and whites that I already have. And so the goal is kind of just to pick up maybe some ribbon, a couple of pillow covers, and maybe a throw blanket. So not a whole lot of stuff, and I may do some winter flowers for my vase too to replace what I have for Christmas, because once Christmas is over, I tend to put the spring flowers back in it, and it's not really seasonably right. So I'm just going to run to Hobby Lobby and TJ Maxx and maybe pick up just a few things. And then I've got a couple things saved on Amazon if I don't find something in the store. So I will throw up kind of a little mood board thing that I created here so you can see kind of what my plans are for winter. And aside from that, probably maybe a candle or two. But aside from that, I don't plan on buying anything for home decor or for the house for the rest of the year. So that's goal number one. Goal number 2 is repair items, things that have to be done. So I had new gutters put on the house here just a couple of years ago, and the roof is still a few years away from needing replaced. However, I have noticed that water has been dripping down between my gutter and my house. And getting up there and checking everything out, and then I had Michael look for me so he could confirm, because he knows a lot more about this stuff than I do. And there is a drip edge that is underneath of your shingles on your roof line that guides water off of your roof and into the gutter. And that drip edge is pretty much shot all the way around both sides of my front porch, and water has been dripping down and paint is starting to peel. And so I want to get that replaced before it actually starts to damage the wood. And then I found one place on the back of the house where it's kind of starting to do that too. It looks like it's been rainy here lately. Today is actually nice and sunny, but over the last few days there's been some rainy days. And I noticed there's a little bit of water dripping in one spot back there too. So I want to focus first on the parts around the front porch, because that is where it's bad and it desperately needs replaced. But I've decided, rather than calling a roofing company and paying someone 3 times the price to come and do this for me, it is a project that I'm going to do myself. And I think whenever you are trying to be frugal and hang on to your money, you are going to find ways to manage situations like this that are a lot more reasonable for what you want to do. And I'm willing to learn how to do these things. And I do also have both a son and a partner who are very good at these things and can figure this stuff out. I mean, they definitely have very, very engineering-minded brains, and I think that is wonderful. And even if I didn't have them, I still have a dad who is also the same way. So I am surrounded by people who can help me if I need it. But I'm going to look up some YouTube videos and learn how to do this myself, and I'm going to give it a shot before I have them help me. But I know that one way or another, I can get this done myself, and I do not need to hire someone and spend at least 3 times the money. I can just buy the materials that I need and do it myself. And honestly, buying the drip edge, they come in 12-foot sections, and they're like $10 or less a section. So I can do this super cheap. And then kind of the other outdoor thing, I have to finish my garden. I completely redid it late last summer. I had kind of a blight go through my garden, and I had to get rid of soil and all, and I completely just decided to relocate everything to the sunniest spot that I could find. And so the garden is only about half finished because I had a cedar raised bed. That cedar is not supposed to rot. Well, this rotted. So I definitely have my very serious doubts that it was actually cedar, but you know, buying things from Amazon, you just never really can trust for sure that you're getting what you're supposed to be getting. At any rate, so in order to finish the garden, instead of just moving my cedar raised bed after I took the dirt out of it from place A to place B, I now have to actually do a new bed. So I've decided to go ahead and do concrete blocks again like I did with the rest of the garden. Just do a double layer because that's going to be my tomato bed. But at any rate, I didn't get that done at the end of the season because I was already busy enough with the rest, and I said, okay, I think this is enough for 1 year. I will finish the rest in the spring. So I have that to do yet. And then, so I've got to do the concrete blocks, the soil, and finish the rock landscaping or like walking path around it. So I have that, and then like the bottom half of my front yard, I have a very steep front yard, and I have it landscaped from about halfway down all the way to the street so that I don't have to worry about trying to mow that. And it is mulched and planted in vinca, which has been spreading very nicely and is starting to fill in really well now. And then I have kind of some sun-loving plants on the side that gets a lot of sun, and it is needing a good touch-up on the mulch. There are quite a few places where the mulch has kind of run down or has gotten blown away when I was cleaning up leaves, and so that needs done. And so those are going to be my house goals for this year, and I'm going to try to do them as cost effectively as possible. I can't avoid spending money on mulch, concrete blocks, rocks, soil, those kinds of things, but the rest of my gardening, since I bought all of the seed starting stuff last year, and I pretty well have everything that I need, maybe just a little bit of soil is it. So I should not have to spend near as much on gardening this year as I did last year. But that's what I have planned for the house, and I am going to take you along with me today to do the shopping for the home decor items, and I will pick up back with you then. I will show you what I picked up. So first and foremost, this has nothing to do with home decor. It is a non-camera camera bag. And what I mean by that is it's not designed specifically for camera equipment. I couldn't find a camera backpack that I liked that was big enough to hold my things. And so what I will need to do, they make little like padded inserts for like your cameras and your lenses and all of that stuff. And I will probably have to pick up some of those to go in this backpack. But when I need to take the new camera that you're on, my old camera, both cameras have 3 batteries plus the chargers, SD cards. I have the big tripod that you're currently on plus the small countertop one that is currently on its way. I just have way too much to fit. So this is my current bag, and it holds 1 camera and 3 lenses, and then one of the chargers and batteries. This side is full with honestly old stuff that I need to get rid of from an old camcorder. So like this one's dated February 4th, 2006, which was my oldest son's first birthday. So that is how old this bag is. I got that camera when he was a baby, and he is getting ready to turn 19 years old. So it's still in perfect shape and it works great, but when I need to take all of my equipment with me, this just isn't going to cut it. And I have been looking for something big enough to hold everything. And so I found this, and I think it's going to work because all of the equipment should fit in here except for the big tripod, but there is a strap back here that I should be able to hook it over and still be able to carry it with this. And then there is like a mesh top up in here. Got the front that will hold all of the spare batteries and chargers and things. So I think this is going to work out. I will have to give it a try and put everything in just to make sure. I can return it if it doesn't work out, but I think it will. And then the other thing that I picked up was a candle, and I just like the scent. And I know all of my other candles are getting fairly low, so soon enough I'm going to need a new one, so I went ahead and picked this one up. And I just had them stick it in here so it wouldn't break on the way home, and I didn't need to waste plastic sacks. But now on to the decor items. I will show you what I picked up. I got nothing other than that candle from TJ Maxx because they were just, the store was cleaned out. You know, it was picked over from Christmas. They had a lot of boxes out in the middle, and they were just starting to open them up and put things up, but they were getting out Valentine's Day stuff. So they were just in the beginning stages of their restock. So today was just not a good day. By the weekend, maybe they'll have more, but I got lucky at Hobby Lobby. And honestly, I'll throw a clip in here that I'm also going to share in another video when I talk more about finances and spending and saving, because we definitely have a major consumerism, materialism problem in this country, and I feel like this video clip that I will have right now as an overlay in here is the epitome of what is wrong with this country, because we might have been the only people in the store that weren't buying Christmas crap. Like, they have their stuff 50% off through the season, and it's the day after Christmas, so now it's 66% off, which isn't a significantly more of a savings than it was before. But for whatever reason, they said that there were 300 people like waiting to come in the door this morning to clean out their Christmas stuff. And I'm looking around me and I'm just like, where in the world are these people even putting it all? Like, I would love to just go home with some of them and see their storage area, because I'm like, did they not have Christmas decorations up like the entire season? How do they have room for this much stuff? But I mean, people's carts were just piled and overflowing with clearance Christmas items. It was crazy. But anyway, I will show you what I did get from there. So I think they had, normally they have about half of the stuff in the store is 50% off. And I think today everything must have been, because every category of stuff that I needed was on sale for either 40 or 50% off. And so I was able to get everything that I needed. This throw blanket I saw there a few weeks back, and I did not buy it because I was like, I already have Christmas throw blankets. I don't really need another one. And then it sold out because I was there again with my mom and sister when my sister was getting something from there. She was checking out their candles and they didn't have any more, but now they had a couple back, so I went ahead and picked one up, because now that I know what I'm going to do for winter, this blanket will go in my Christmas stuff, and then this one and then the other dark green one over there will be out for winter. And then also this throw blanket as well will be probably, I will put the green ones on the chairs, and then this one will go on the couch. And So I know it doesn't look like it goes right now, but this furniture is not staying. It is temporary. And so that's because with the whole situation with my grandma passing away, my grandpa selling the house, and they were cleaning out all of the things, and these chairs were actually donated to them from a furniture store because back in 2017, when my house was under contract and I was in the process of buying this house, a tornado hit Perryville, my hometown. And the neighborhood it went through was my grandparents' neighborhood, and they lost their entire home. And the whole town rallied, and they had so many different supplies and items donated, and these 2 chairs were one of the things that were donated. And they never really had a great use for it once they got reestablished, and they were kind of just hanging out in their garage. And so what I'm doing with these chairs is my oldest son, who is getting ready to turn 19, he's in his first and only year of college, he's going to be moving out on his own sometime in probably the next year or 2. And so these 2 chairs and my couch are going to him. And then the furniture that is currently in my grandparents' living room is coming here to replace it as soon as Grandpa's house sells. So in the next couple of months, I will have different furniture, and there are 2 matching chairs and a sofa just like I have now, but they are a lighter, like beige, kind of more of a tweedy type fabric. So this will look really pretty on that. So that's what I bought this for, just keeping in mind that this is not the furniture that I am keeping long term. And then I found a candle, and it's a little more orangey than I wanted. I like just a little bit more of a rusty brown in it for winter, but oh my gosh, this smells so amazing. So those are kind of my 2 winter candles that I will have out in here, which actually this one might go in my bedroom, I don't know, because I think the candle that I have in my bedroom all of the time is just almost burned up. And then I did find all 3 colors of ribbon there, and I don't know exactly what all I will put them on yet. I know when I take, I don't know if you can see them because I don't think I have the camera up high enough, but the sconces behind me, when I take the Christmas stuff off, I will for sure put a ribbon on that, probably the ivory, but I just really like having ribbon around to decorate and tie to things. It's just a really inexpensive and pretty way to kind of dress things up. So I found those. And then the rest is my florals. Because the vase that I have back in the corner of my dining room, it currently has Christmas stuff. And I did not have any winter florals. I always would put the Christmas away and then it would just go to spring. So I went ahead and picked up the stuff for a winter bouquet. And so sticking with the theme of, so what I'm doing, I guess I can explain this since I haven't yet, but I try to stick with colors that are seasonal to nature. So right now, this time of year, the trees, there's no leaves on them, everything's bare and brown except for the evergreens, which obviously are green. And so I've kind of decided to go with like the kind of rusty browns and greens and kind of beiges and ivories, more of the neutral stuff for winter. And then I have more of the pinks and mauves and really just pretty much just pinks and mauves throughout spring and summer. I don't really like a lot of bright bold colors. I like more of the muted neutral colors, not neutral like beige, but neutral as in kind of toned down and not real bright. But I picked up some flowers and some greenery fillers. There's a little filler piece, a couple more little filler pieces, and then I always throw in some dried floral too. This stuff, the smell just lasts forever. I have some dried floral that's 2-3 years old and it still has a scent to it. So I picked up that to put in with it. And then I could not find any pillow covers. They had pillows, but not pillow covers. And so I had some on Amazon, which actually I would have had in a clip earlier in this video, the kind of like brown, bronzy colored ones. I ordered a set of those. I don't know yet if I will get 2 sets of pillow covers because I think those brown ones are probably going to go on these chairs whenever I get the furniture all switched out. So I may get, I don't know if I want to get another set of the same color or if I want to do a dark green for the sofa. I haven't decided yet, and I think I'm going to wait until the furniture has been swapped out and I can see it and kind of go from there. But that is probably the only thing that I have left that I need to get to complete my seasonal decor. The only thing I don't know about is my table centerpiece because I had my fall centerpiece out and now I have my Christmas one out. And I know before that I had like tulips and rabbits, which I put out in the spring and then I just left it all through the summer. So I don't think I really have a centerpiece for my table that is just kind of winter. And so I'm going to wait until I put all of my Christmas things away because I can still use some of my little greenery picks, the ones that are just pine, and maybe make a centerpiece out of that. So I want to go through what I already have and see if there's something I can use to make a winter centerpiece before I buy anything. But that is going to be it for me for home decor for the year. I will not be getting rid of or donating anything. I will not be buying anything new, with the exception of when the candles, if I burn through one and I need to replace it, or if, you know, something breaks, like a lamp breaks or something like that where I would need to replace it, but that would be it. I will not be buying anything else. I will not be cycling through and changing things, and I'm hoping that from here going forward, until something, you know, exhausts its useful life, you know, throw blankets start to come apart, or the pillowcases start to come apart at the seams, or something like that, where it's time to actually replace them for a legitimate reason and not just because I feel like it. So I'm hoping for several years to come I'll be able to just cycle through these seasonal decor items and not have to buy anymore. That is the goal, that is the plan, that's what I am trying to do. So I am going to let you guys help keep me on track, because now that I'm documenting all of this and putting it out there for the world to see, I can't really make excuses to myself, because it's not just me I'm going to have to justify it to. It is all of you as well. So I think the idea of vlogging is going to very much keep me on track with this, and I appreciate you for that. So I'm going to put all of this stuff away. I've got to get my bin out and start marking it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in that bin. And I'm going to kind of sort through and put fall and winter, just not the actual like fall decorations, but just like the pillow covers, blankets, candles, ribbons, and florals. Those things I'm going to put in those bins. So I'm going to go get that sorted, and I probably won't put that in here because I'm going to do an organization of my storage area too, I think, for a different video. So that's going to be it for this day. I know this has already gotten kind of long and chatty, but I appreciate you hanging out with me, and I look forward to the year of not buying crap for my house to come.